This was one of the worst days ever.
No one expected Yandy Smith to break down like this in front of the whole world. Ever since Mendeecees' shocking arrest in Mexico, the internet has been buzzing with one big question. Where is Yandy? Why has she stayed silent for so long? Was she waiting for the right moment to speak out? But now, after days of speculation, she finally went live, and what happened next left everyone in shock. Tears streamed down her face as she struggled to hold back her emotions. Her voice trembled, her hands shook, and in that moment, fans realized this wasn't just another social media stunt. This was real. Yandy was breaking down, and the truth she revealed left the entire Love and hip-hop fanbase speechless. What did she say? Who is she blaming for Mendeecees' arrest? And could this be the breaking point that changes everything? Stay tuned, because this story is about to take a shocking turn. The moment news broke that Mendeecees had been arrested in Mexico, the internet exploded. Fans were in shock. Social media was flooded with speculation. And yet, the one person everyone wanted to hear from, Yandy Smith, remained silent. People waited for her to say something, anything. But she didn't. And that silence only made things more intense. Was she in denial? Was she working behind the scenes? Or was she too devastated to even speak? Then, after days of complete silence, Yandy finally went live on Instagram. And the second the stream started, it was clear this wasn't just another reality TV stunt. This was raw, unfiltered, heartbreaking emotion. Yandy sat in a dimly lit room, her face barely visible. Her eyes were swollen, her lips trembling. The moment she looked into the camera, there was nothing but pain written all over her face. She took a deep breath and whispered, "I don't even know where to start." The comments flooded in instantly. What happened? Is he okay? We are praying for you, Yandy's. But Yandy wasn't reading them. Her gaze was distant, as if reliving the nightmare in her head. "I swear to you, I never thought we'd be here again," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. "We have been through so much. And now he's locked up in a foreign country, and I don't even know what to do." Her voice cracked, and suddenly, she broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. The raw emotion of that moment sent shockwaves through the internet. Fans had never seen Yandy like this before, and it made the situation feel even more real. "I don't care what anybody says," she continued, wiping her tears. "Mendeecees is not a violent person. He would never just go out there and start a fight. That's not who he is." But then, her tone shifted. "I know people are saying he was defending himself. I know people are saying it was a setup. And honestly, I don't know what to believe anymore. But what I do know is that Mendeecees does not belong in jail, not in the US, and definitely not in Mexico." Her words were filled with desperation, and the comments section erupted. "Who set him up? This is crazy. We need to help him." Fans were now in full detective mode, trying to put the pieces together. Yandy exhaled deeply, trying to compose herself. "I've been on the phone all day. Lawyers, embassy officials, anybody who can help. And let me tell you something, it's not looking good. They're talking about serious charges. They're talking about Mendeecees being stuck over there for months, maybe even years." Her voice cracked again, the weight of those words hitting her hard. Then, she dropped a bombshell. And the worst part? Someone from the cast was involved in this. Someone who was supposed to be his friend. Someone who smiled in our faces, laughed with us, and then turned around and stabbed us in the back. I swear to God, when I find out who did this, it's over. The comment section exploded. "Who? Say names, Yandy." "This is wild. This is insane." But Yandy refused to say more. Shaking her head, Yandy whispered, "Not yet. I need to be sure. But trust me, the truth will come out." Suddenly, a sharp sound interrupted her, a phone ringing. Yandy glanced at the screen, her expression shifting from anger to fear. Hold on, y'all. This might be important." She quickly muted the live, covering her mouth as she listened. Her eyes widened. Her hands started shaking. And then just like that, the live ended. Fans were left in complete shock. What had she just heard? Was it news about Mendeecees? Was it confirmation of the betrayal? Whatever it was enough to make Yandy abruptly end the stream. And now, the internet was left with more questions than answers. A storm of speculation. The speculation only grew as fans dissected every second of the live. Some believed she had just received a direct threat, warning her to stay silent. Others theorized that it was someone offering her inside information on who had set Mendeecees up. The internet became a frenzy of conspiracy theories and detective work. Meanwhile, close friends and family of Yandy began speaking out. An anonymous source claimed, "Yandy is devastated. She hasn't been sleeping. She's been making non-stop calls, trying to figure out what to do. She's trying to stay strong, but this situation is breaking her." Another insider added, "She has people watching her every move. This situation is bigger than what people think." It's not just about Mendeecees getting into a fight. There's something deeper going on, and Yandy is right in the middle of it. As rumors swirled, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a simple arrest. There were layers to this drama, and Yandy was caught in a web of betrayal, fear, and uncertainty. With the whole world watching, one question remained. Would she finally expose the truth? Or was the truth too dangerous to reveal? Yandy's breaking point. Yandy sat alone in her room, staring blankly at her phone screen. The weight of the situation was suffocating. She wanted to scream, to call out whoever had put Mendeecees in this mess. But she knew she had to be careful. She could feel the pressure mounting, not just from fans but from those behind the scenes who wanted to keep certain details buried. The walls were closing in, and Yandy knew she was running out of time before things spiraled completely out of control. Her phone buzzed again, a text message. She hesitated before picking it up. The sender was unknown, but the message sent chills down her spine. "You need to stop asking questions. You don't know who you're dealing with." Her heart pounded. This was bigger than she thought. And now, Yandy had a choice: stay silent and let the truth stay buried, or risk everything to expose what really happened. One thing was certain: this was far from over. The internet explodes. As news of Mendeecees' arrest in Mexico spread like wildfire, Yandy Smith found herself at the center of an emotional storm she never saw coming. Her social media was flooded with messages, speculation, and concerned fans demanding answers. But Yandy, still in shock, had no words. Instead, she remained eerily silent for hours, leaving the internet to craft its own narratives. Then suddenly, Yandy went live. Her face was swollen from tears. Her voice was shaky. She took a deep breath, trying to gather herself, but as soon as she saw the overwhelming number of viewers tuning in, the weight of the situation hit her again. The comments poured in at lightning speed. "Yandy, what happened? Is Mendeecees okay? Girl, tell us what's going on." At first, she simply shook her head, wiping her face with trembling hands. "I don't even know where to start," she whispered. I just... Her voice cracked, and for a moment, she seemed unable to continue. Then, with a deep, shaky breath, she forced herself to speak. "I just got off the phone with the lawyer," she revealed, her voice barely above a whisper. "And this is serious." The chat exploded. "What do you mean, serious? Is he getting out?" Yandy bit her lip, clearly struggling to contain herself. "I don't have all the answers right now," she admitted. "But I will say this, you all don't know the half of what's going on. The shocking truth." The suspense was killing everyone watching. What could be worse than the fact that Mendeecees was behind bars in a foreign country? What was Yandy hinting at? The drama was reaching new heights, and the audience was hanging on her every word. Then she said it. "There's more to this story," she murmured. "And honestly, I don't even know if I should be telling y'all this." The chat went wild. "Wait, what? Who was with him? Yandy, spill it." Yandy ran a hand through her hair, the stress evident on her face. "I don't even want to put this out there like that," she said hesitantly. "But let's just say, the people he was with, they ain't all innocent in this." The room fell silent. Yandy was treading carefully, fully aware that her words would be dissected, analyzed, and spread all over social media within seconds. But the damage was already done. Now, speculation ran rampant.
Who was she talking about?
Was she implying that Mendeecees had been set up? And then the unthinkable happened. Someone in the comments dropped a name. Bombshell rumors rocked the internet. Was Mendeecees with another woman? Yandy froze. Her entire demeanor shifted. Her lips pressed together. Her breathing became uneven, and for a moment, she just stared at the screen. The viewers held their breath. Was it true? Was this the real reason Yandy was so emotional? Did she know something the world didn't? She took a deep breath. "I don't want to talk about that," she said abruptly. "Right now, my only focus is getting him home." But it was too late. The internet had already grabbed hold of the rumor, and within minutes, Twitter was ablaze with speculation. Who was the mystery woman? Did Yandy already know? Was this why she was breaking down so badly? The drama was only getting thicker, and whether she liked it or not, Yandy was right in the middle of it all. A shocking call that changes everything. And just when people thought it couldn't get any crazier, Yandy's phone rang. She looked at the screen, and her eyes widened in shock.
She gasped.
"Oh my God, y'all, it's him." Mendeecees was calling from jail. The screen froze for a second as she hesitated, her finger hovering over the answer button. Should she take this call live? Should she let the world hear his voice? The tension was unbearable. And then, with one final deep breath, she answered. "Mendeecees?" There was silence on the other end for a moment before his voice finally came through, low and serious. "Yandy?" And just like that, the internet went into full meltdown mode. What was he about to say? Would he address the rumors? Would he confirm or deny what really happened? The world was watching, waiting, holding its breath. "Yandy, you need to listen to me." As she struggled to keep her composure, Yandy tried to process everything that had happened. But before she could even gather her thoughts, Mendeecees' voice came through the phone again. "Yandy, you need to listen to me. There's something you don't know." The chat exploded with anticipation. What could be bigger than everything they had already heard? Yandy's heart pounded as she responded. "What are you talking about, Mendeecees?" He hesitated, as if carefully choosing his words. "It wasn't just a fight. It wasn't just an arrest. There's more to this, and I need you to be ready." The tension in the room was so thick it could be cut with a knife. Yandy swallowed hard. Ready for what? Mendeecees sighed. "For the truth." And with that, the screen suddenly glitched. Yandy's live abruptly ended, leaving millions of viewers in utter shock. Was it technical issues? Or was someone trying to stop her from hearing what Mendeecees had to say? The speculation reached new heights as fans scrambled to piece together what had just happened. What was the truth Mendeecees was about to reveal? And why did Yandy's live cut off at that exact moment? A firestorm of emotion. As Yandy sat in her dimly lit living room, the weight of the world pressing on her shoulders, her phone buzzed nonstop. The outpouring of messages, comments, and missed calls from friends, fans, and even some family members was overwhelming. Everyone wanted to know how she was holding up after Mendeecees' shocking arrest in Mexico. But the truth was, she wasn't holding up at all. When she had gone live on Instagram, she had told herself she would keep it together. She wanted to project strength, resilience, and the unwavering faith she had in her husband. But as soon as she saw the comments rolling in, fans sending their prayers, some asking for updates, and others spreading unverified rumors, her emotions cracked wide open. Her voice trembled as she read aloud. "Yandy, is it true Mendeecees got into a fight over you?" That rumor had been circulating since the news of the arrest first broke. It was said that Mendeecees had lost his temper when one of his castmates disrespected Yandy, leading to an all-out brawl. The thought of it made Yandy's heart sink further. Tears welled in her eyes as she tried to address the speculation. She paused, swallowing the lump in her throat. "I don't even know what's real and what's not right now. All I know is my husband is still sitting in a jail cell in Mexico, and I don't even know when I'm going to see him again." The vulnerability in her voice sent waves of heartbreak through her audience. Suddenly, a comment popped up. "T is reporting that Mendeecees could face serious charges." Yandy gasped. She hadn't heard that yet. She fumbled with her phone, quickly checking the latest news articles. Sure enough, a fresh report had surfaced claiming that the fight had escalated to the point where local authorities were considering charging Mendeecees with aggravated assault. This wasn't just a bar fight gone wrong. This was turning into a legal nightmare. The breaking point. Panic set in. Yandy's breaths became shallow as she tried to process what she was reading. No, 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 she whispered, shaking her head. This can't be happening. Fans in the comments urged her to stay strong. But how could she? How could she hold it together when the man she loved was in serious trouble in a foreign country, and she had no control over what happened next? She wiped her tears and tried to compose herself. I need to get to Mexico. I need to see him. I can't just sit here. It wasn't the first time she had thought about hopping on a plane, but now it felt urgent. The problem was, their legal team had advised her to stay put. The situation was delicate, and her presence might complicate things. But Yandy didn't care. She needed to be there for Mendeecees. No matter what, the internet demands answers. As she scrolled through the comments, a name caught her attention. Samantha, Mendeecees' ex. She was live on another platform, giving her own take on the situation. Yandy's blood boiled. The last thing she needed was Samantha adding fuel to the fire. She clicked on the link and listened in for a moment. I'm not surprised, Samantha was saying. Mendeecees has always had a temper. This was bound to happen sooner or later. Yandy clenched her fists. This woman had the nerve to act like she knew what was going on, like she knew Mendeecees better than his own wife. Her hands shook with rage as she ended her own live and called her best friend. Did you hear what Samantha said? Girl, I already know, her friend replied. She's just trying to get clout off this. Don't even waste your energy. But Yandy couldn't ignore it. And just then her lawyer called. Yandy, we have some news. The world was watching. The story was far from over. And Yandy? She wasn't backing down.
Not now.
Not ever. Apka host dramatic background music ko soth entry lida hai. Dostun. Aaj jo kabar main opki soth share karnwalahun. Wajishi be love and hip-hop fan Kalia ek badi breaking news high. Mendeecees Harris ka. Ek Isa arrest Jo Jishi and be expect nahi kiada. Or is Sab Ka Beach. Yandy Smith ka Dilkash or heartbreaking reaction Jo Sab Ko Hilakar Rockdega. Akir Kia Hai Puri Kahani? Q Mendeecees Ko Police Any Giraftar Karlia? Or Yandy Ka Kia Hail Hai? Yes Sab John Kulia Video Ko Paradikin. Kyumki Ekahani Apko Jakata Deji. Scene 1. Background on Mendeecees Harris. Mendeecees Harris. Jisa Hum Sab Love and Hip Hop Se Jani Hain. Ekbada Nam High Reality TV Industry Main. Lekin Unka Past Controversy Se Bara Huaraha Hai. Palbiwa Legal Troubles Ka Samnakar Chocanay. Lekin is Bar Jo Hua Hai. Wasapko Surprise Kar Raha Hai. Mendeecees Kanam Drugs Conspiracy Se Jura Raha Hai. Or Unhone is Waja Se Kai Sol Jail Main Bigazare. Lekin Jab or Release Hugh. To Laga the Key Abun Keys and Dagi Ek Naya Mod Lo Rahi Hai. Yandy Smith Kasath An Ki Shaadi. Unka Family Life or Ekne Safar Ki Shuruit. Sab Kuch Perfect Lag Rahada. Lekin for Ek AC Bot Samni Ayijo Sab Kuch Badal Kar Rock Deji. Scene 2. Arrest Ka Chocanay Walla Moment. Kuchdin Peli. Ek Shocking Development Samni Ayijab Police Any Mendeecees Ko Dobara Custody. Main Lalia. Reports Kumitabik. On Parne charges Lagai Gay Hain Jo on Key Paley Conviction SEB Zyada Dangerous Ho Soktain. Dramatic sound effect plays. Dostun. Sources Kumitabik. Ya arrest ek puring case Se Jura Ho Sokta Hai. Jaim Ne Sabut Police Kahaf Lage Hain. Mendeecees Ko Bina Jishi Warning Ku Pakad Liagaya. Or Unka Ya arrest surf fans Kalia Hainahi. Baki Yandy Smith Kalia Biek Bohat Bada Emotional Setback Bana. Scene 3. Yandy Smith Ka Emotional Reaction. Yandy Smith Any Livaker Apni Fans Se Bot Ki. Lekandostun. Jobi Unhon Kaha. Asi Dil Toot Jada Hai. Unki Ankhan Se and Saruk Nahi Rahida. Unhon Kaha Ki Unkapura Paravar Ek or Mushkil Dor Se Gizar Raha Hai or Unkis and Dagi Ka Saps Tough Wak Aa Gaya Hai. Live stream Kadoran Unhon Kaha. Main nahi janti ki sab dabar of mir soth q, ho raha hai. Main sosha the ki humne safar ki shurat kar rahi hain. Lekanya sab dek kar lagda hi jays hum wapas wahi pain feel kar rahi hain.